I can't see Khabib losing anytime soon. I just can't. He put work on Dustin. Dustin is a great fighter, and you know, every opponent that goes in there to fight Khabib knows what Khabib's going to do. They know. So I'm sure Dustin has worked wrestling defense rigorously, like the entire camp, like bringing in guys, probably doing extra wrestling, just working that section. That
I thought Dustin did all he could do.
100%. Like props to Dustin for doing that much, because I can't. Khabib is something else. His cardio, his subtle techniques, his arm endurance, his stamina, and you know, which blew me out of the water as well, his chin. He copped like one of Dustin's like textbook left hands on the button of the chin as
he hit him both right hands and left
as Khabib was going out. As he was going out, chin up, he landed it flush right on the chin. And Khabib just took it.
But he was a little bit.
Yeah, but he took it. Like he took it. He backed up. And then he walked forward again. Like he took it. Yeah, he's not impervious to damage.
No, but I was very impressed with it too. I was impressed. Two things. Like I was impressed when he got hit, and he was able to regather, because Dustin came at him like he was throwing leather at him after that.
Yeah, especially
when he saw him hurt.
The second round. Yeah, you know, and it's funny that because Dustin did throw a lot of leather once when he saw that he landed that shot. It was like a left and then a right and then a little flurry and then another one, and yeah, he started going into him. And you see Dustin fall off a cliff in that second round where his arms...
Because he threw him hard.
Yeah, when his arms just blow out. And then Khabib just gets the takedown. And mate,
how are you, with your background as a striker, how do you when you hit someone... Because I think a similar thing happened with Brunson and you. Brunson threw everything he could, didn't get the finish, and then he fell off a cliff. How do you avoid that?
That's a tricky question, and it's a hard answer, because I think a lot of it is experience, but there's no doubt in my mind that Dustin has the experience to make a judgment call on that in the fight. I think it was the right judgment call to make. I think he had to go in and he had to try and finish it there when he had him hurt, because the fight wasn't going to get better for him, to be honest. I think that was the right judgment call. And I think that's just something that comes with experience. You need to just build that experience to know when you've got your opponents hurt and when you can go in. Like the time I fought Jacare, I went in there and I had him hurt. I actually dropped him, but I didn't rush in and go absolutely bonkers. Like I went in, I threw a couple punches. Like I even entered his guard and I threw a couple punches. Then I realized, no, this guy's not getting in. This guy's still in there. I don't want to be here when he wakes up. Yeah. So I got back out, and then he stood up, and then we just started again. You know, that was a judgment call.
How
I think the right one.
How hard is it for you to determine that?
It's not something you can in your head work out percentages. It's just
there's a visceral play, but what is it that you see?
It's just something in the way my opponent moves, his facial expressions, the way he moves. Like I said, there's just a look about him. Like I knew when I got Jacare down that second time, I knew I could do him there. Like I knew I could finish this fight here because obviously I had confidence in that fact, because I jumped into his guard, which is something again you don't want to do with that guy. And yeah, it's just something you need to. It's just experience and experience and just seeing it.
How quickly can you blow your arms out? Like, you know what?
Yeah, anybody that thinks that wonders why they gas so quickly when they blow them out. Like you go for a 100-meter sprint and then try hitting a bag. Like that's still not close to how you are in a fight. Like because in a fight with the adrenaline and everything, you're going much harder than you normally could, you know. So yeah,
go and for system overload. Yeah. That's basically what it is.
Go for a 100-meter sprint, your absolute hardest, and then try hitting a bag, or better yet, let your mate try and bash you.
Yeah, I was going to say it'd be better if someone tries to hit you.
Yeah, try to keep your hands up when you've just gone for a 100-meter sprint, because that's exactly it. And it is hard. It is hard because you know, it's funny. Like a lot of the fans, they see guys, oh, he's just gassed. Why can't he keep his hands up? Like, why is he getting hit so much? Why doesn't he just move out? And I think, like, I'm sure this guy doesn't want to get hit. You know?
It's not like his coaches and him never prepared, and they're like, fuck, if only I'd read Sherdog more. You know what I mean? If only I read, I don't know, little angels fucking things. You know what I mean? Like,
mate, there's a point sometimes you reach in a fight, or you reach sometimes when you're so gassed that you can't defend yourself. You can't put your hands up. You can't walk away. The only option is to get punched in the face, or to lay down and quit. You know, it's funny.
Speak about Khabib's arm endurance that you mentioned.
Yeah, I you know what I would love? I would love to, and we're going to work on this. I want to get someone who's 40 in, and I want to speak to him and be like, what's it like feeling him pressure you up against the fence? Because I am sure it's got to feel otherworldly. Because when he gets you, he sticks to you like glue. Like glue. He doesn't move. Granted, his positions are 90% always perfect, and he's doing the right things, and he's laying the right pressures, and
he's getting to the next position before you are.
And he's ahead of you, and he's also hitting you at the same time, making you, like, taking your attention away from the defense so that he can transition into the next stage of it flawlessly. But he sticks. He sticks. He doesn't leave. Like a lot of the stuff I saw him do, I've tried doing it on the mats with the boys, with the guys, and it is so hard. It is so hard, and the way Khabib was just getting to his back repeatedly, getting under his arms repeatedly, over and over and over, getting that body lock. It's just textbook. He must have unlimited arm endurance.
And then he gets up from that and punches.
Keep his hands up and punch and kick, and then.
How much easier is it though if you're the one holding the person down versus getting held down?
Yeah, now this is another funny one because initially,
you're full of funny ones today.
Yeah, the tricky questions. So for the casual viewer out there, getting the takedown is hard. Like the initial phase of the takedown. So attempting the takedown. If I try to take you down and you stuff it, it's harder for me. But if I get you down, solidify position, then it's harder for you. So phase 1 is hard for me, phase 2 is harder for you. And I think the way it balances up is that, like, you try to have more of a phase 2 than a phase 1.
But a Khabib who gets his takedowns, grinds you up against the fence.
If Khabib gets you in phase 2, you're not going anywhere. You're there for the whole round.
And then if you work your way up, he's still on you.
He can do it again. And
that's a big problem, is that transition occurs. He get it up and he takes you back down.
Well, and you know what's crazy about Khabib and the way he does it is, like, let's say you do get up. Like Dustin got up. Against all odds, he got up, and he did get up. Khabib got out. Dustin was tired. Khabib threw 1-2 and just reshot straight away. Khabib can get the takedown from a bad shot. Like it.
As long as he can catch and push you into the cage.
Poirier had both underhooks with that second double, and Khabib just went to the single leg, stepped in, took him down straight away, clean. Like as long as he can touch you, as long as he has a hand on you, he can get the takedown, and it is unbelievable that level of, which opens up his whole stand-up game, because that level of threat of the takedown is ridiculous. It is remarkable.
Now, you fought a guy with higher credentials than him in Romero.
Yeah.
Was Romero comparable to him?
Nah. Romero's good, and he's got amazing wrestling, but it's not. I don't think Romero has the same grappling. You know how we were talking about on another episode that the grappling we think is a mixture of, like, strikes with the jiu-jitsu element and the wrestling element. I think Khabib is the best grappler in the world, hands down.
For combat
grappler in the world.
Yeah.
Whereas Romero is a better wrestler, but not the best grappler. I think Jacare was a very good grappler, combat grappler.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think Romero's open mat wrestling, though, even for MMA, is better than Khabib's open mat? When he shot the doubles, like when you were coming in and he'd just go boom and shoot?
It's hard to say because I've never fought Khabib, but from my personal memory, there were times when I was fighting Romero in that first Romero fight where I would step into jab cross, I would step in for my blitz, I would step in to attack him, and he would disappear from my vision. Like he had dropped his level so quickly that like at one moment I'm looking at him and the next he's down in my ankles and I'm sprawling like it's hoping for the best.
And he would just shoot like that.
He just shoot like, and you've seen him do it in a lot of fights. He can do long range doubles. He can do long range outside singles. Like his level. I think Romero is much more an explosive athlete. I think he's probably a more talented athlete, like in terms of like genetics and things. Like he's a freak. He's a freak of a guy. Like, and so his open mat wrestling is very good. But
so something that I don't think people can understand. It's like you're watching the guys, but you're watching the guy from side on, and you're watching that happen at a particular frame rate. But when you're standing in front of someone, it's like not just that they did it quickly. It's like the feel, like the dude anticipated you come forward, and then he changed levels, and you almost trip over him. You know what I mean? Like a good wrestler will kind of do that to you. And in terms of power, I suppose, with his strikes, I think Romero is probably more dangerous in that regard than Khabib.
Super dangerous. Like his level of explosiveness and power, like he dropped me a couple of times in the last fight. He's a super heavy puncher, super heavy puncher. But that's Khabib's strength is that when he gets so much as a hand on you, he just takes you down and he keeps you there. And you know what I really liked about Khabib's wrestling game against that fight was the way I thought was cool. Was the way he was setting up the rear naked the entire time. How he was punching, grabbing his hand across your face and then pulling it across. And then as you turned your head, he'd slide the arm in the other way. And then you'd go back to defend and then he'd pull it back out. He'd punch you with the left. Then he'd feed the hand on across your face and pull it back across. And he just did that.
Extremely rude.
Super rude. Super rude. And he got a warning for like keeping his hands away from their eyes because obviously there's no danger there. But it was so effective, so effective. And I must imagine it must be so annoying. Like it's just so effective. And he just kept repeating that. And his hand control, his grip control. His grip must be made out of iron. Because he'd have Poirier pushed up against the fence, one arm deep on the single, controlling the other hand with the left.
And Poirier's a big, strong guy. Grapples, does jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
he's a black belt.
Yeah, good wrestler. And he would just hold that deep single, hold that grip. And then he did the same thing, the same takedown, I think twice. I thought it was so good. He lets go of the left, goes into the single, steps in with the right, sweeps out the supporting foot, and he does it so fast and so quickly. It's so strong, and it just.
He did a version of that against McGregor.
Yeah, and he did it twice against Poirier that I can remember, and it doesn't get you flat on your back, but it's enough for him to jump all over you.
It just fucks your life.
Yeah, and that's the sort of takedown Khabib wants. He wants that dirty scramble where you're getting up in an awkward position because you're not used to that position because it's not a takedown that you're used to getting it done on you. And it was just I cannot see him getting beaten anytime soon.
You see when he's grabbing Poirier and he's kind of got him from the back and Poirier's hitting the switch.
Yeah.
And he's hitting the switch and Khabib I think was starting to bait him with that. Because he'd do it and then take his back.
Yeah, he'd just go with it and take his back or just land on
and keep the arms locked. Because in collegiate wrestling where they do that a lot, like you can't link your arms in collegiate wrestling. But he didn't get the memo. He just said, fuck this, I'm keeping my arms linked.
Yeah, forever. And yeah, he just always end up in the better position. You just go over the legs and then get in mount and then start triangling those legs up and getting back to work. And mate, it was... Yeah. It was a great fight to watch. Like,
can Ferguson do it?
I don't think anyone can. Honestly, I don't. I've looked at the division, and there are some killers in there. And like we said before, bar him running into a flying knee at 60 miles an hour, I don't see him losing. I don't think anyone, because Ferguson's been taken down, and if he can get taken down, Khabib will take him down, and Khabib will keep him down, and it just. Yeah, bar getting clipped, which is possible because Poirier did hit him. So Poirier didn't knock him out, but maybe someone will. So there is that element